a very young age, they wanted to put me on Ritalin. I was 5.5. It's the first time I ever felt less than. I grabbed my mom's leg and I'm like, I'm 6. She said to the doctor, he's 6. And I said, I'm 5.5. And but she wanted a different thing for Ritalin.
Mm-hmm. You had ADHD?
I think I did, man. I couldn't eat sugar. And so then he gave her this diet. And then by the time I was 10, I could tell you everything in the store that didn't have that, and how they would change it. BHA, BHT, artificial color, artificial flavor, no high fructose corn syrup, no sugar, no white bread. I mean, I've altered it now, but that's been there since then. It kind of gave me an edge on food and how to eat and what worked for me, but it was not detrimental to the body. And so that worked. So she never gave me that stuff. There were guys in prison. They took this case all the way to the Supreme Court that they were predisposed to selling because when they were 5 and 6 years old, they got prescribed ADHD. And I met them in the prison, and they almost won. It went to the en banc, but I think with the first 3 judges, they gave it to them, and then the government reappealed it, and then no one took it to the Supreme Court. Or they might have, no, they took it to the Supreme Court, but the Supreme Court said they weren't going to hear it because they can do that.
It's fucked up. They can just say, no,
right. But they had all this data too that showed the kids, because that's like, you can't give that to a 6-year-old.
No, not at all.
And this other doctor told my mom to do the diet. You know, we were middle class, but like we could have, it didn't matter if the medication wasn't like that expensive, but she just had this fucking protective sense about her.
Yeah.
You know, and I didn't really, that's wicked, man, to have that. And then I have an edge on like ingredients and food, but I know everything in my closet. Like if a woman didn't eat that way, I probably couldn't live with her. And so it would really matter, you know?
You have strict dietary standards.
I just like that. Yeah, like the whole good food, right?
Yeah.
But most women, I think, would like to eat like that. It's pure as fuck, man.
Yeah.
I do a little bit of posting. I don't post at all. I do a lot of beef cheeks too. But I just like to, I'm really into food, man, because it's fucking medicine.
Yeah.
It is, man.
It's really interesting hearing you talk about the Ritalin prescription and everything, because when I was super young, I was like 10, and I got my first Adderall script. And I have ADHD. I've had it ever since I was super young. I don't take any medication for it anymore, but like I was in like 6th grade, my first year of middle school. I got sent to the doctor's office by my mom. I got prescribed Adderall. And Adderall is literally 1 molecule change away from, like, it is in a capsule.
And it's clean.
And it's super clean. Yeah. So
it's real.
Yeah. My Adderall script, I took it when I was young. I didn't really understand that I was getting high on it all the time until I got older and I started smoking, partying, and drinking with my friends. And my friends found out I had an Adderall script.
Oh, wait, can I stop? Hold on.
Yeah.
When I got sober, the first time I went on keto, I did it for 6 months straight. It was probably 2005. And he said, because he gave me the pills for what was the latest one? Like an Adderall.
I feel like there's a new one every few years,
this was like 10, 12 years ago, but whatever it was.
Vyvanse?
No.
Concerta? There's one. Ritalin, but that's the old one that you're talking about.
It's a new one. But anyway,
there's one that starts with an M.
I had a script for 30 and for 1 or 2, maybe 3 days, and I could feel it. And it focused, but then my doctor said, this fucking guy who said I could take the and he made it the first time. Fuck, man. Well, I lost my train of thought.
You were talking about there was some other medication that you had taken.
Oh yeah, so he said, this is what he said. God damn it. He said that if you do, he showed me the studies, and now this is a guy that I've known him for 15 years, and he could look at me, figured out I was allergic to yeast. I don't want to say his name. It's already a 6-month wait. And most people can't even get into him, you know, he's that good. But when I met, he had me like the first time I was on keto, he took my blood like twice a week. He said if you go on a 6-month keto, which is the same as fasting essentially, because your body is running at its highest level that it can. He said that if you do it for 6 months straight, it'll reset your whole brain from the ADD. He said for at least the next 10 or 12, 20, maybe till you die. He's like, you can do it again. So that was the first time I really did it, man. I lost a lot of weight, but it was like incredible. And my brain got refocused, I think.
So it really did reset your brain.
Yeah,
he was right.
I think it did.
Interesting. Yeah, for me, I mean.
But you were on it at 10 years old. For how long?
I took my medicine all the way up until like 21. So it wasn't always Adderall.
11
though.
year.
Yeah, I started with Adderall.
Can I ask?
No, I don't. I don't.
Right.
I haven't taken any ADHD medication in like 5 years. I think it's better to just like get used to having that kind of mindset. You know, I mean, I get distracted easily, but like I think if you're able to like control it and like get used to that, there's a lot of ways where it can be beneficial. You know, whereas like taking fucking pills every day is not beneficial. Like that doesn't work. I
was in a bad neighborhood in Colorado. I almost bought this house, man, and I'm telling you, like I never thought. I mean, I've seen it, man. Like when I was going to the houses. I mean, nothing bad ever happened to me out there. I got sober, but I was driving in this neighborhood, and there were some nice houses. It was Longhorse or something like that. It was on the way from West Glacier to Kalispell, this town in the middle, Crazy Horse or something like that. And the houses burned up, but some nicest houses, but the people. And like one time I was right after I sold the house, one of the last houses I had. And then this guy, this weird meeting people on the street, like sometimes it was like and then some of the properties come to find were so dirty that there was a thing on them with the EPA. So they were, there's a word for it, but they were considered,
like condemned.
Yeah. The land itself, because there's so much on it. And like one time this guy came up to the car and I was kind of looking at the house and I've never felt the shriek of wickedness and murder and unbelievable energy. And then the next day when I was looking, so I just noticed that this guy wanted me to tow him out. And I was driving my WRX. No, at the time I had my truck, my big Dodge. And he said, can you back down the driveway? And then I backed down this driveway, down these trees, and like come into this scene of like there's 4 or 5 dudes. They really do need to get their truck pulled, and I just have to act cool. And you could just see all this shit in the house, and it was like for sure like a house. And people had told me, and then
tweakers,
like, dude, it was wicked. And then, but he's like, and they just started doing everything. He's like, okay, pull forward, we'll follow. And like I just did it, right? And I was like, wow. So how do we get on
by that?
How do we get to the neighborhood?
We were just talking about Adderall and all the ADD medication.
And
how it's one molecule away from,
I think Colorado has one of the biggest concentrations right now statistically. If you look it up, look at the Montana. I think it's in every single county. I think it's the worst.
Biggest counties in the U.S. Is that a good search?
Yeah.
Biggest counties in the U.S. Oh, geez. I don't know if I trust the .gov link on this. They sold it to him.
Click Colorado. Look, 11. What does it say? 11 what?
Let's see.
But Montana only has like
total of lab incidents, including labs, dump sites for the year. Oh, this is old though. This is 2009.
But they only have like 2 million people, 1 million people in the whole state. So that's equal to Texas. That means Texas would have to have 150 million people.
Yeah.
If you do them, then it doesn't. Like that's a huge number. It doesn't mean it's number.
Well, look at the Midwest too, man. I mean, in Missouri, 1,500 labs were busted in the year of 2009 alone. That's crazy. Yeah, fuck that stat. The Arizona.
But no, there's an influx. What they think directly with the Indians from
these are very
Mexican
outdated.
cartel up to you should punch it in right now.
Let's see.
Montana Mexican cartel.
Let's see. Mexican drug cartels have flooded Montana with high purity, replacing locally produced with a cheaper, more potent supply. Federal and state law enforcement have identified the Sinaloa cartel and the Jalisco cartel as major
They
players.
made some busts too.
Interesting. And they're targeting remote areas. It says cartels now
So if
target.
they, I mean, I eat an inordinate amount of blueberries every single day with a lot of sunflower and pumpkin seed butter, shit tons. And there's a reaction I get like in my brain. And it's why I know I'm still have the, whatever the ADD fucking wrong thing is. But when I eat those two things, which I love on their own, but there's it hijacks my brain. It's almost like I'm smoking. And I just go from spoonful to spoonful, and I love it. I fucking love it, and
It's
so
intoxicating
good,
for you.
and it's so good for your body.
Mhm.
So to end it up somehow, that's what you gotta eat, what you love like that, and it just goes in the fucking system, man.
It's interesting.
And it's like medicine, but it tastes really good. And so food for me is almost like I use it like because I struggle sometimes. And I think maybe every 10 or 12. 6 to 10 months. So I'm going to go get like a couple bags of the mangoes dried, or even maybe some, at a rare occasion. And I try not to feel guilty because I can feel it in my brain for about, besides all the normal thoughts that you get just from being a human being. But you know, when I eat a bag of Twizzlers, it's probably like 4 hours. You just kind of for a little bit, but then it's gone. It's fucking gone just like that, and you notice it. But there's like sometimes there's a craving for the sugar.
And
like
you just quell that with more blueberries?
No, I mean, then it's never when I eat. It just comes in like a day, and then I'm like, all right. You know, and then when you're on heavy keto, every 7 days, you kind of should do one little day of carbs because your body is running so high. Your metabolic flexibility is so strong. When you, like, if I do a day of all cereal, all carbs, like, and then I maybe within 12 hours, I can piss on a thing and I'm in keto. Like, you can switch right back because it's so pure to begin with.
Yeah.
So to do that, and so you got to sometimes get the carbs. And then go right back on it. But I think it prolongs life, and you have way less inflammation, and strength.
Interesting.
And you're clear.
Are there any foods that you like always avoid that are very bad for you?
Well, I definitely can't eat yeast or gluten for sure.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. What about like chocolate, for example? Is that something you avoid?
You can, but it's stimulative, right? And I guess for a while I haven't, but the chocolate I will eat is like the 85%.
That dark chocolate?
Super dark, but very rarely. Because I think there might be more lead. I mean, I'm gearing away towards it. I never was like a chocolate whore, but I'm definitely almost no chocolate anymore. The last time I think I bought some snack thing with a little bit of chocolate in it, but I think it's not that, like, I don't know. I think 85% minimum, 85%. I did the statistics, right? Because it's all about the accounting. Is absolutely the most pristine stuff on the face of the earth that you can get, and naturally, so natural that you have to eat a tablespoon of salt every day. And you know that, right? Because the shit that you're getting has no salt. Like, but a lot of varieties of foods, right? And then 15% is anything.
Interesting.
So that's the ratio. And that anything sometimes is good. And on even a rare occasion, I'll do a pizza. But I pay for it really badly, like maybe once every 14 months. Pizza's just because it's got yeast and gluten and cheese. I'm lactose intolerant. But
that's
there's
everything
a taste
you don't
for
want.
it. It's almost addict behavior. Like maybe subconsciously,
it's
I want
because
to drink.
You can't have it.
I want to drink, and I'm gonna go eat a pizza. I don't know. Maybe.
What kind of pizza do you get?
In there. Usually cheese. I get it well done. I want the cheese burnt with double the sauce.
Yep. Oh, double sauce.
Yeah, always get double sauce.
I
on
don't
it.
think I've ever met someone who orders
And
double
that
sauce.
I'm not supposed to eat. Yeah, double sauce is always it. If they burn the cheese right and it's a little bit crispy.
Ooh, I like the well done pizza. I agree with you there.
Yeah.
Double sauce is interesting though. Where do you get the pizza from? Do you have like a favorite place?
I don't even know. It's just like a addict like before.
Whoever's got it.
No, it could be anything. It's addict like for sure. It's like
DiGiorno will
going
do.
to the fucking inner city just to find a house when I'm drunk, telling John Gotti stories.